Hey everyone, it's the Wolf Senpai here, bringing you with a new What If. And this is What If Asta was an elemental dragon. And I know, yeah, elemental dragon. I'm adding dragons into there. Like, why not? I mean, there's demons in freaking Black Clover, so why not dragons, okay? So basically, dragons are known to be extinct because everyone was hunting them for their scales and everything like that. And they would send armies after armies to attack dragons and everything like that. And basically, dragons are so strong that they could even rival a demon. That is how strong they are. That is 100-year-old dragon. But if it's older than 100 years old, like let's say 500 to 1,000 years old, it can dispatch at least 10 and maybe 10 to 20 demons single-handedly. Okay, depending on what type of demon it is. Okay, but basically the dragon race are known, but they're known as fairy tales to the humans because no one has ever seen a dragon in millennia, whatever you want to prefer to call, hundreds of thousands of years. No one has seen a dragon. Okay, the only thing they know about dragons is that if a person with a seal on their hand with a symbol of an element or something like that, they're dragon, because they do still get grimoires and everything like that. But instead of like a diamond, a clover, a heart, and a spade, they don't get those kinds of grimoires. They get the one with their symbol on their hand. It's either their symbol is either on the right or left hand, depending on which hand is their dominant hand. That is basically what it is. And Asta is an elemental, so he has this symbol right here with every single one. So his elements are darkness, fire, water, ice, earth, lightning, nature, wind, and light. Those are his elements, okay? And basically, Asta, when he's born, he's not going to be raised in Hage village from an infancy, okay? Because his mother is going to raise him until, well, she dies. I'm going to say she dies at the age when Asta turns 6, okay? So Asta turns 6 and everything, okay? And he buries his mother and everything. And basically that's what's happening. And Asta's name is still going to be Asta. I'm not going to change it or anything else because that's going to be a pain. But in this one, he actually has a last name. It's going to be Dragneel for dragon. Obviously, I'm just taking it off a fairy tale right now. So Dragneel is going to be his last name. Okay, his name is going to be Asta Dragneel. Okay, and that's basically what's going to happen. Okay. And freaking basically 1 year has passed after he basically lives close to Hage village. You can see the skull and everything. He hunts in the forest, eats, cooks it with his fire, whatever he finds, and with meat he cooks it and everything. And let's say that on a winter night since dragons don't have a resistance to cold, especially since he also has the ice, he doesn't notice the cold. Okay, so basically, when Asta turns 7, he's going to be walking around and he sees the name of the village for the first time, Hage Village and everything. So when he enters in, he hears saying, "Let it go, release it," and everything. "It's mine," and everything. So he starts running in the snow, seeing why is someone shouting, saying, "Release it," and anything. And he sees a drunken man and everything. Trying to steal something from a little kid with black hair, and basically, yeah, and he basically starts running around saying, "Release him," since Asta has the strength of a dragon and everything. He basically tackles him like he was nothing, and everything. Well, not nothing, because he is still a baby dragon, to be honest. A kid dragon, whatever, baby dragon. Technically, he's still a baby dragon. But he still attacks him, and since he does have dragon strength, he tackles him and everything, saying, release it, and everything. And he basically hops off and everything, basically like trying to pull it out of his hand, got the necklace in his hand, and he says, I want that necklace, and everything. And everyone says that he most likely had water magic, so I'm just gonna go with the drunken man had water magic and everything. And basically he shoots, let's say, a water ball and everything at him and everything, and Asta puts his hand out and everything, and it just starts freezing and just falls down on the ground. And basically he's like, what? This kid is this strong even without a grimoire and everything? So basically he runs off because this kid is strong without a grimoire and everything. And he basically says, here you go, and everything. And he says, my name is Asta Dragneel. It's nice to meet you. And he's like, what's your name? And the black-haired kid says, my name's Yuno, and everything. But I lived in this village for all my life. And, well, I have not once seen you before. Where are you new to this? And he's like, kind of. I mean, I lived in the forest ever since I can remember and everything. And my mom died, passed away a year ago, and basically I've been alone for about a year now, and I've been living in the forest. And basically that is what's happening. And then he says, well, why don't you come live with me? I live in the orphanage and everything. And Asta is a little shocked that he said orphanage and everything, and he's wondering, I mean, I heard about orphanage. It's where basically unwanted kids come, and he's like, oh. And basically he, from his mom, that's what he heard. And freaking Asta says, sure, why not? And he goes, and basically, when he gets to their father and sister Lily, both say, oh, welcome back, you know? And, oh, who's this? And he's like, oh, I met him when I was in the village. Some drunken guy tried to take my necklace and everything, and he helped out. And basically, his name is Asta Dragneel and everything. And basically, that's what's happening. And I don't think Asta will have a crush on Sister Lily in this, mainly because dragons are, let's say, they prefer to have a strong mate, you could say, a strong wife, mate, since they are technically, I mean, they would still consider it mates instead of husband or wife or something like that, but that's basically what, and he would know that he is a dragon, obviously, because he was raised by his mother until 6 years old, so you would know that he is a dragon and everything like that. So he would train all of his life and everything, and basically that's what's happening. And we're gonna time skip all the way when they're 15 now, okay? And Asta is training. He knows that he is an elemental dragon because his mom was and everything like that. And he knows on his right hand he sees the symbol of the elemental dragon. And some of the kids at the orphanage wonder what's this symbol on him and everything, and why does it shine every single it shines every time he uses either one of the elements or anything like that. So basically that is what happens when he uses his element. So if he uses fire, the fire one starts glowing and everything. Water, the water one starts glowing. If he uses all of them at once, every single one will start glowing and everything like that. So basically that's what's happening. And they know that he has multiple different elements, okay? And when they go to to get their grimoire, the grimoire tower, I don't really know what the building is called and everything. Everyone is like, alright, I got my grimoire and everything like that. And then you got Yuno, he's still gonna get his 4-leaf clover, and everyone's gonna be like, wow, a commoner just got a 4-leaf clover? This is the first I've ever heard of a commoner getting a 4-leaf clover, saying all the same stuff. And then all of a sudden, a bright rainbow light is just gonna appear and everything, and appear right in front of Asta and everything. And they're gonna be like, what clover is that? And everything. Wait, it doesn't even have a clover. It has the same mark on his hand and everything like that. And everyone's wondering, what is this grimoire? They're wondering because they've never seen a grimoire without a clover at all. This grimoire has no clover but the same symbol on his right hand. And I think Asta will know that dragons have, because of his mom had the same symbol on her grimoire and everything. So he thinks that it might be that. And since basically Asta is really strong, and I'm gonna say this, Asta has every single element for a dragon, that is. Okay, Asta is gonna have spirits of dragons inside of his book as soon as he gets it. Okay, and I had to find names for each one. I'm gonna write them down in the description so you all know them. But basically, for the darkness, I'm gonna go for my Skyrim horse, Shadowmere. For the darkness, dragon. For the fire one, the fire dragon was already announced, so it is Salamander. Okay. For the water dragon, Aqua. For the ice, Skadi. I think it is Skadi. Okay. For earth, it's Gaia. It's spelled two ways, so. And then for the lightning, Zeus. For the nature, Aspen. For the wind, Arin, Arian. I'm not good with names at all. And then light, for the light element, dual dragon is Apollo. Okay, those are all the names of each spirit of the dragon that are with inside of his book, and they all just start coming out of his book and everything like that, and everything. And only spirit, I mean, I'm gonna say like there's multiple different types, but he gets Salamander because and basically he gets every single type of elemental dragon there, every single type of fire and everything like that, and they all just start flying, and they're not like big dragon sized, they're all like the little tiny salamander sized with their wings sprouted out and everything, and they're all just around Asta, landing on him and everything, sprouting their wings and basically like that. And since Asta is a dragon, I think that he would be able to actually talk to the dragons and everything. He would basically know the dragon language, okay? And basically that is what's happening, okay? And Asta would basically say, what are these things? And they would say, like, we are the dragon spirits. We all have we're the spirits of the dragons and everything like that lived long ago before our kind went extinct and everything like that. And he would be able to understand them and everything, and they would say, like, I'm the fire dragon spirit, and like, my name's Salamander, and basically get all their names. And everyone's wondering, why is he talking to them? Can he actually understand them since they are his spirits, so per se, and everything? And everyone's wondering, how could two commoners just get an unknown grimoire and a 4-leaf clover nonetheless, okay? And basically the two nobles still basically say, a commoner like you doesn't deserve a 4-leaf clover, we're gonna take that away from you, blah blah blah, all that same stuff. And then the chain mage is gonna attack them all, and basically, yeah, that's what's happening. And Yuno is still gonna get chained, and Asta's gonna get that feeling and everything, come to try and rescue Yuno and everything. And since he has speed, he has every single thing as a dragon elements and all that. He's gonna be shooting, let's say, darkness first and everything. He's using his darkness. He's not using any of his spirits. His spirits are just flying around saying, if you need our help, because he says that he can do this by himself and everything, because he wants his very first actual fight to be himself and everything. And they're saying, you need us, call us and everything. So he's using his darkness first, and freaking the chain mage is shocked because not many people actually have darkness. The only known person to actually have darkness was Captain Yami of the Black Bulls and everything like that. And freaking Asta would basically, let's say she slips up, falls down, basically he hits a rock and everything and falls down, and the chain mage uses that opportunity to basically chain him up. And he's shocked on how much magic freaking Asta has. He has so much magic that he's never seen before and everything, because he has magic that can rival the demon, and well, later on. I'm sorry, but everyone should know if they watch the anime or read the manga that the demon, how much magic the demon has. He has that much magic right now. Shocking, right? But he doesn't have that much control. I mean, he has control. He has a lot of control, better than most people. But he's good in every single element that he has, because it's natural for a dragon to be good at their element, and he's an elemental dragon. So basically, freaking Asta would basically say, let me go, and you want to be able to break out, because the chain mage says, are you that stupid? How strong the mana is for the person that gets wrapped around these chains is the exact same, is a little stronger, I don't remember what he said, than the actual person that is blah blah blah, saying the same stuff that he did, but instead you don't have an ounce of magic at all, instead of saying that. And then Asta is going to close his eyes and say, no, this ain't it, and all of a sudden a rainbow wings are just going to pop out of his back. Yep, his dragon form is going to be a rainbow dragon. Yep, I'm just making it like that because I don't really know what an elemental dragon would look like. I mean, he has black, rainbow, he basically has all these colors mixed into one, basically like that. And basically Asta's wings pop out and the freaking shatters the chains and everything, and Asta is a little shocked, but he's like, oh yeah, first that happens before I transform into a dragon, and then everything, my wings will pop out first, and everything. Rips his clothes, not off, but it rips the holes in his back where the wings just sprouted and everything, and he just starts flying and everything. And he uses his light magic and everything to just freaking blast him with just a massive wave of light and everything, blinding him and everything. He can't see. Basically, he just blinded this man. Like, it's like the solar flare from Dragon Ball. That's basically what it is. And he's screaming in agony and everything, and it goes down and everything. And let's say that he uses his rock element and he makes a fist out of the ground and just freaking makes it fly up and hits him with the fist, and he just goes flying into the wall and everything, and he's knocked out. That's it. And then the chains around Yuno disappear. And I think Asta would say that he still wants to become the Wizard King and everything, to make everyone in Hage Village life better and everything like that. That's basically what he said. He still wants to be the Wizard King and everything. And then Yuno is still going to be his rival and everything like that. And I think that everyone would know that he is a dragon, because I'm pretty sure Asta would tell them that he's not human, he's actually a dragon and everything, because the legend is that all dragons have a symbol on their right or left hand, depending on which one's their dominant hand, that is their symbol of their element. And he's known as the elemental dragon, the now-date one. And basically that's what's happening, okay? And freaking Asta I don't really know how long they trained. I think it was like for at least a month to 2 months before they set out on their like a week-long journey and everything. So yeah, basically that is what's happening. Asta and Yuno train. Asta is communicating with the dragon spirits and everything, and he's like, so all of you are like the spirits of the old dragons and everything, and he's learning about the dragon history that he never knew about, like that dragons were so feared of and everything, and that even the demons of the world feared them and everything like that. Basically that's what they're talking about. And then they're training, improving his element. He learns how to sprout his wings out, actually, instead of like popping them in and sprouting them out and everything, without like emotional trauma like he did. Like he was really mad. That's the reason why his wings sprouted out the first time. So we're gonna skip to when they set off on their journey and everything. Father and Sister Lily are sad to see them go like they did in the anime, and basically they are still gonna go on this journey. And since I don't think Asta would eat the snake when they enter in the capital and everything. I don't think he would, because it looks poisonous, and well, dragons are immune to poison, but I still don't think he would eat it and everything. And I'm going to say that the Wizard King notices his grimoire, and I'm going to say the Wizard King knows what a dragon is, but they're known to be extinct, okay? That's what's happening. They're known to be extinct, and he's wondering, is he what I think he is? And basically that is what's happening. And hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Had something to talk about. Okay, now, basically, Asta will not eat the snake that looks poisonous and everything like that. And when they enter in the exam and everything, they're showing the grimoire to the entrance of the person and everything, and they're like, wow, a commoner has a 4-leafed clover, and everyone's shocked when they hear that and everything. And then they're wondering, once they see Asta's grimoire, they were like, he has no clover on his grimoire at all. What is this and everything? And they're wondering, oh my god. But they're wondering what Asta's grimoire is and everything. So they're wondering, there's no clover at all. What is this? And they were like, is it a whole new type of grimoire that they've never seen before? And his magic is off the charts. I've never sensed anything like this at all. And basically that is what's happening. And they notice that everyone's noticing that he has the same symbol on his right hand that is on his grimoire. There's the same thing. So this symbol right here is on his grimoire as well. And they're wondering, is that connected and everything? And his dragon spirits aren't out. They're sleeping inside of his grimoire and everything like that. So no one has seen the dragon spirits yet. Okay, so basically that's what's happening. And basically when they train and they do the exam, Asta, he doesn't really need a broom and everything, so he just sprouts his wing. No, I don't think he would sprout his wings out, because he doesn't want everyone to know that he's a dragon. So he grabs on the broom and starts flying with the broom and everything, flying even higher than Yuno and everything, standing on it like Yuno was, and just start flying like better than, basically the same as Yuno and everything. Yes, just faster, because he has more magic right now. He has more magic than anyone in the story right now, pretty much. I mean, come on now. He has magic that freaking rivals a demon. Like, come on now. I mean, I don't think he has control over his magic, good control over his magic as the demon does. But he does have good control, but it's not as good as the demon's it was. So yeah. basically that's what's happening. And Asta, he gets full marks. And when they say fire, like when they're shooting all of their elements out and everything, Asta basically makes a circle and everything. And all they say, use every single like power, use like a shoot spell and everything of every single one, like, because I don't know how many times I had to shoot, do that part and everything. And Asta makes a circle and everything, every single element, darkness, fire, water, ice, earth, lightning, nature, wind, and light, all just beams of light and everything. And he puts his hand right in the middle and just destroys the thing, and it's completely obliterated. And everyone's shocked that he didn't just use one, but he used multiple different elements right there and everything. And his symbol on his freaking arm just started glowing too. And they're wondering. And I think I don't remember the Golden Dawn's captain's name and everything, since he still had his memories of when he was an elf and everything. I think that he would know what a dragon is, but he's never seen one and everything. So he thinks he has the symbol on his right hand and everything, and that's the symbol of the dragon. Is his kid really a dragon? And everything. That's what he's thinking and everything. And he's basically, yeah. And freaking Nero is still watching Asta and everything, but it's wondering, what is Asta? I mean, is Asta what I think he is? Basically, that's what Nero is thinking. And it's flying around, lands on Asta's head and everything, and it just starts sitting there, and it feels so comfortable, you could say. Instead of like hitting him and everything like that, Nero feels comfortable around because because of the nature nature dragon, I said animal, nature dragon, all animals feel calm around Asta. So that's basically what's happening. They don't feel like violent or pecking or anything like that. I mean, they're still too scared to go around Asta, but they freaking still are. They don't peck or anything. They just sit around and chill and everything like that because Asta is around and everything like that. And basically, when Asta goes up and everything, because I think that he would still meet Yami and everything. He might be not like paying attention, bump into Yami and everything, and Yami would try and squeeze his head and everything. He'd grab his hand and basically remove it, and basically that's what's happening. So when he's up there and everything, Yuno would still get all of his hands raised and everything, and he would still choose the Golden Dawn. And then he's standing there, and every single captain raises his hand for Asta as well. And Asta is basically wondering, like, which captain should I choose and everything. And he's looking around, and he's like, because of his dragon instinct, they normally follow the strongest and everything. And he looks over at Captain Yami and everything, and he's like, Yami was the only person to basically show off his power right now and everything, and he showed physical strength as well. And he looks at all the other captains, they don't look physically strong and everything. So he looks over and he's like, I choose the Black Bulls and everything. And everyone is shocked. They're like, why would he choose the Black Bull and everything? And basically he says, well, what I chose the Black Bulls is when I accidentally bumped into Yami, Captain Yami and everything. And he was the only one that gave off a good impression when I first met him, because I like to serve the strongest and everything. And all the other captains are a little mad, and he's like, hang on. What I mean by the strongest is not just magically strong, but also physically. And Yami fits the bill and everything like that. And when the Golden Dawn, he's like, I can accept that offer, but there's one thing I gotta ask you, kid. are you what I think you are? And everything. And Asta will be a little confused, and he like, can you elaborate? And he's a little smirk and everything. Like, does he actually know what I am? And Yuno is like, oh no, is he actually gonna say it? And he jumps down and everything, and he whispers in his ear. Because I don't think he wants to cause a mass panic and everything, saying that, are you a dragon or anything like that. He would whisper in his ear, are you what I think you are? Are you a dragon? And everything. And he would say, yes I am. And his face would be a little shocked. And he's like, huh. So, your race ain't extinct yet. Not yet, at least. And everything like that, talking, and then he's like, okay, but I can accept that because your race does follow the strongest, and only Captain Yami has actually proven himself to be at least qualified to be both physically and magically strong and everything. And he accepts that and everything, but he's like, dang, I wish he was at least on our side because of the attack and everything like that. He's thinking that, and basically that's what's happening. And freaking Asta would basically, when they get to the Black Bull's hideout or base, whatever you prefer to call it, they go in, they see the wall smash. Asta goes to open it. I don't think he would fly back and everything because of his dragon strength. He would open the door and everything and stand still while the fire just engulfs in him like it's nothing and everything like that. And so basically that's what's happening, and they all feel the magical pressure, and they're like, Captain Yami and everything, and they notice Yami and everything, but they feel like the magical pressure ain't coming from Yami. It's actually coming from this kid right here and everything like that. And basically that's what's happening. And they're like, oh yeah, this is our new recruit, introduce yourself. And he's like, all right, my name is Asta Dragneel, it's nice to meet you all and everything. And Captain Yami is like, you don't really need to shout, brat, and everything. And he's like, okay, it's my bad and everything, and start talking like quieter because yeah. And freaking Asta would basically talk, and Magma would say, can I give him the baptism of fire and everything? And Yami would say, you know what? I'm doing the baptism this time. And everyone is shocked when he says that and everything. And he basically says 500, basically he does similar things to what Magma made him do. And then he's like, okay, if you survive this and everything, and he basically grabs his katana and everything, and basically darkness starts flying around it and everything, and he's like, if you survive this, you get your robes and everything. And he's like, okay, and freaking he goes to slash, and he says, darkness slash and everything, and basically a whole bunch of darkness just starts coming at him, and he puts his hand up and everything, and a bright light just basically nullifies the magic, because light and dark are opposite opposed and everything, and his light is stronger than the darkness and everything, and basically, and he is shocked that what he just did and everything, and he's wondering, how did you do that? And he asked, well, since you use darkness, I use light conquers darkness, but right now you have the advantage, so I had to push through my limits and everything, basically that, and say that I had to make more light than there was darkness right now. And Yami would be, and he basically, that all happens and everything like that, and Asta would say, oh yeah, there's one more thing I got to tell you, because this is his team captain and everything. He's looking at Yami and he says, well, and Yami's like, what do you want, kid, and everything, and he says, oh yeah, I'm not human. And everyone hears this and they're like, wait, what? And they're all like, what do you mean you're not human? Well, I'm a dragon and everything, hinting my crest and everything, hinting my last name as well, Dragneel and everything. And they're all like, what? And they were like, do you have any proof? And he's like, well, yeah, I can sprout my wings, but I can't turn into a dragon until I'm at least 18. But I can only sprout my wings out right now And they're like, oh yeah, prove it. Magma's like, oh yeah, prove it, and everything. And he sprouts out his wings and everything, and they're like rainbow colored, everything like that. And they're all like, he really is a dragon and everything. And basically that's what's happening. Noelle did not see this. She walked away and everything like, this person has a lot of magical power and everything like that. And I'm going to say like, commoners don't have last names and everything. But, commoners don't have last names. Basically, that's how this works. Because I've never seen a commoner in this place. Besides Yami. But that's besides the point. Because Yami was from a different country entirely. So, yeah. So, how long? 35 minutes. Basically, Yami is basically the only commoner that I've seen in Black Clover that had a last name. Well, we don't know if he's actually a commoner, to be honest, but he was a fisherman, if I remember correctly, from his country. But when Magma is giving him a tour and everything, he goes to feed the dragon. He walks up with the dragon. He walks up right where the cage is and everything, has the food in his hand, and Magma's a little shocked and everything. And the monster, it looked like a dog, to be honest. I think it was a Cerberus, to be honest, a 3-headed dog. So he puts his hand out and everything, and the dog just puts his head through the cage and just licks his hand and eats the meat and everything. Magma's shocked, and the reason why is because of his nature dragon part. Nature dragons make every single animal calm, no matter what it is, even if it's a monster or anything like that. Yeah. So basically that is what's happening. And when he's running around with Magma, trying to keep him up because he's faster than Magma, but he's trying to just stay with Magma. And basically that's what's happening. And Asta, when they stop, he runs into Magma and he's like, dang, watch where you're going and everything. At least warn me when you're going to stop first, at least. And basically, they look over and they were like, oh, it's the other new recruit and everything like that. And he's like, oh, hey, my name is, well, before he gets to say his name, and she's like, what noble family are you, noble or royalty family are you from and everything? And he's like, well, mine, first of all, you're supposed to ask what my name is, not that and everything. And he's like, well, my name is my name is Asta Dragneel and everything. I was about to say Natsu Dragneel, but my name is Asta Dragneel and everything. And basically that is what's happening. And when Asta basically she thinks that he's a noble or royal, whatever you prefer to call it, and everything, and because he has a last name and everything. And he's like, I'm of the dragon race and everything, hinting my last name, Dragneel. And she's shocked when he says dragon and everything, and he's like, yeah, hinting my crest. I'm not human at all and everything, because he would trust his team and everything. That's basically what happens. And then I think she would shake his hand because of how much magical, and he's not technically human. And he says that technically if the dragon race would still be around, I would be basically a king because I am the elemental dragon. Tells her that and everything, and she's like, wait, king? And everything, yeah. And basically he tells her a little bit about the dragon race, that he's an elemental dragon, has every single dragon element there is and everything. And Magma is shocked that he doesn't have just one but multiple and everything. And basically that's what's happening. She would shake his hand because technically he is a royalty, but he's not at the same time. In the human eye, he's not, but in the dragon eye, he is. So she would think that he is technically a freaking noble or royal, whatever you prefer to call it. And basically that's what's happening, and she shakes his hand and says, okay, Asta Dragneo, and everything, and then walk away and everything. She want to try and blast him because, well, noble of the dragons and everything. King of the dragons, basically that. And yeah, that's what's happening. Let's skip to when Asta is walking in and he hears shooting and everything, and he hears Noelle. He smells Noelle because he has the dragon nose, hearing, and sight, and everything like that. He has dragon eyes. I forgot to mention that his eyes aren't human; they're dragon-like. They have the slit in the eye. Okay, and basically that's what's happening. And he walks up and basically Asta sees Noelle struggling, trying to try and hit the target and everything, but every single time it misses. And then Nero just lands right on Asta's head, scruffling the bush and everything. She gets scared and everything, and she sees Asta, and she thinks, now I'm gonna get made fun of and everything like she did. And then all of a sudden her magic goes out of control and everything, and Asta is shocked that her magic just got out of control and everything like that. And he's like, well, she has a lot of magic for a human and everything like that. And basically that's what's happening. Asta would basically sprout his wings out. I don't think he would rip the black bulls because of the robe and everything. I don't think he would. And he would just be flying around and everything. And he's like, he lands right in front of the whole black bulls, and he's like, so what are we gonna do with this and everything? And he's like, well, why don't you just fly up there and just get her out or something like that, Captain Yami says. And he's like, I guess I could give it a shot. I mean, I could always hold my breath under the water for hours. And everyone's like, hours? Well, yeah, my water dragon makes me be able to breathe underwater and everything like that. And basically they're like, how overpowered is this kid? Basically that's what they're thinking. And he sprouts out his wings and everything, and he just starts flying up and everything. Gets Noelle out of there, carrying her in princess style and everything, and has her in a princess cradle or whatever you prefer to call it. But he sets her down and everything. She's blushing and everything, and she closes her eyes and everything. And basically Asta says, wow, you have a lot of magic and everything. I've never seen a human have a lot of magic and everything like that. And everything. With a little more practice, you'll be able to control it to the fullest. And patting her on her head, and her head turns bright. She blushes bright red and everything. Not the Hinata red, because she is a Cinderella and everything. And she would basically hit slap Asta and everything, say, get your hands off me and everything like that. And he would be rubbing his cheek. And basically, Fenrir would be like, dang, I guess I'm not the only lady killer here. Basically, that's what's happening. And I think that's where I'm going to end it, because I've been recording for 43 minutes. So I'll see you all next time.